Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Welcome and thank you for stopping by. It's fantastic you are here. Well, I trust you enjoyed my last video on Cliff Richard. Guy's been around forever, and through his song, Where Do We Go From Here? Quite simply a question for today with everything that's going on at the moment. But the fact that we can all make a positive difference in our small part of the world. So I trust you found that an encouragement. Well, we're going to the Field Brothers today, pub rock band that was formed in 1979. Paul, John and Anthony Field, Tony Henry, Joseph Hallian and Jeff Fatt. Now there's some very, very famous names in this group and we'll get onto why that is in a second. And between 1987 and 1999, the Cockroaches did release 4 studio albums and 1 compilation album. That was the last release in that period. Now, between 1979 and 1987, they were working pretty hard to get themselves established. And it's good to see that they found a fair bit of success when they released their first album. 19 singles. And it's good to know that in 2014 there was a bit of a reunion, a couple of shows, and a greatest hits album came out. Dubbed one of the hardest working acts in Australia at the time. Now I did talk about some famous names, and we'll probably just need to talk about this act a little bit as well, because there's a really big link here. So in 1991, Anthony Field donned the blue skivvy, Jeff Fatt. Wake up, Jeff! Donned the purple skivvy. Greg Page, who they met, donned the yellow skivvy, and he was kind of lead vocals, and Murray Cook donned the red skivvy, very much on guitar. And these guys formed the Australian, phenomenon. That is the Wiggles. And these guys actually still going. There's been a couple of lineup changes, but not that many really. Quite a stable lineup. And Paul Field, who was the lead vocalist of the Cockroaches, became managing director of the Wiggles, and he's received an AM in Australia for his efforts with this group. And between 1991 and 2020, the Wiggles have released 55 studio albums, 3 live albums, 9 compilation albums, 32 singles. It's estimated that they have sold 23 million videos, 8 million books, and 7 million albums. Earning around $240 million, and there was nobody higher paid in the entertainment industry in Australia for many years. It's kind of how popular these guys are, because you could not be a parent in Australia without having the Wiggles come into your house. There was just something compelling about their excitement, their exuberance, and their very sound educational theory as well, with characters such as Wags the dog and Henry the octopus. And I need to just say that Captain Feathersword, Paul Paddock, I actually went to school with Paul, and he certainly did have that artistic flair about him, and it always felt like he was actually going to go on to big things, and sure enough, he did. It's good to see Paul getting a lot of success, and just kind of the recognition he deserves. And so, yeah, who would have thought a little band, well, not just a little band, but a band called the Cockroaches would actually have a lot to do with the formation of the Wiggles. Of course, the Wiggles are pretty well known all around the world, not just Australia. So it's kind of a pretty incredible success story, that is for sure. So anyway, back to the Cockroaches. As I said, one of the hardest working bands in Australia at the time, and you can see just with the way how exciting and exuberant and energetic they are, that you can just see that these Field brothers really just have something about them that they just have to share with the world, and people can just help us just get taken along for what is the Cockroaches' onslaught of excitement, that is for sure. And putting aside all of that exuberance for a second, we got to remember that because the Cockroaches are very, very tight musically and vocally, these guys can actually play really, really well. And because they have that bedrock of musicianship, they can just have so much fun on stage. Well, even in the Wiggles time, we've got to just remember what was going on with the fact that they could play and they could perform and do everything that they needed to do. These guys are absolute legends, really, when it comes to music in general. And being across a couple of different acts and genres is pretty clever as well. Anyway, there's one song we need to talk about when we talk about the Cockroaches, and this came off the self-titled album from 1987, She's the One. Or He's the One, or They Are the One. You know, I've got to get moving. I've got to get ready because she's the one. You know, I can't wait to be there with them. Life is so exciting. I just can't wait to be with them because I love them so blinking much. I just want to be with them no matter what. Life is just really so much more exciting than when they're in my world than when they're not. I just can't contain myself with excitement because they are the one, not the second or the third, the one. I found my one. I found my one. I'm so excited. And I've got to get myself moving. I've got to get myself together because I want to keep this one no matter what. I love having coffee with them. I love going out to dinner with them. I love going to the movies with them. I love walking along the beach with them. I love walking on the jetty with them. I love just grabbing the fish and chips and sitting in a park with them. I love watching the sunset with them. I love going for walks with them. I love going for drives with them. I love doing anything with them. I love the intimate moments with them. Whatever they're doing, I just have to be there with them no matter what because they are the one. How exciting is it, guys, to have the one in your life? They make your life complete. They make you a better person. They touch you in the deepest of places. They encourage you. They support you. They're with you when life is tricky. They do everything that they can to make your life better because they are the one and you are their one. Such excitement, really, when you do find this person, just how much of a difference they make in your life, how much difference they make in your world. You see life through completely different eyes, completely different lens. Just everything is just brighter and more colourful when you have found the one. And as life deepens, the colours get richer and deeper and more lasting as you go on. Just wondering, how do we sometimes forget that we've got the one in our lives? Do we think, oh yeah, we'll just whatever? No. They are your one. They are your world. They're exciting. You love them to bits. They love you to bits, and you want to do the best for them because if they weren't there, life would just suck big time. So we should never take our ones for granted. They are the most important thing in your world, and you need to be constantly telling them that they are your ones. You're the only thing to make your world complete. Relationships should never settle into routine. Relationships should never settle into, oh, we'll just have the same day as we had yesterday. Relationships should never be that because relationships provide the opportunity for you to be able to explore life and to explore it with somebody else as you walk together through this world. Because they are your one. How exciting is it to have a one in your life? It's the best feeling in the world. And it deserves all of the excitement that Paul, who's the lead vocalist here, is trying to get across to the audience. And whoever wants to listen, I'm so excited that she's the one. Let's never settle for second best with our relationships. Let's make them the best they can be. And make sure we tell the other person how much they mean to you. And both people doing that, If one person does it, the other person doesn't, well, it's not much fun. If you're both doing it because you're both equally excited about each other, well, that's when relationships take on a brand new and exciting meaning. So, and if you don't have a one right now, you might be thinking love has given up on you. Well, no, it hasn't. Sometimes it happens when you least expect it. But I think the best thing we can do is just to be real and to be ourselves and to see what happens. But also not to be scared of life and hide away. Actually take life by the scruff of the neck, particularly love. Give it a bit of a shake and see where it goes. So if you're watching this video and you have a one in your life, grab them and say, hey, look, this guy, he's just really excited today. He's normally a little bit quiet, but he's quite excited today. He's talking about the fact that you're my one, and I'm your one, and you're my one, and all that sort of stuff. And you know, this is really exciting. How cool it is to have you in my life. Look them in the eyes and to be able to say that. And that's a beautiful thing, I'm thinking. So I trust that will be an encouragement for you today. As I've said, the Cockroaches are exuberant and energetic, but very, very tight musically. And so onto the clips, we have to have She's the One. I've got a couple of versions of this one. I've got a bit of a fun compilation clip. There's a bit of live stuff in there. I think this is since the reunion. They're still looking pretty young here. And, you know, they've got a bit of blooper, a bit of fun, a bit of audience participation, just everything that makes a Cockroaches show such a compelling show to go to. And then I've also got, and I've chosen this because I reckon this is absolutely live, this version. We've got horn sections and everything in this one. Now in Adelaide, in Australia, we've got this thing called Telethon, which is very much a television fundraising type of deal, and they get guys on to perform, and they got the Cockroaches on to do She's the One. So I reckon that's an absolutely live version of that one. So that's what I've chosen, that one. Bit of an introduction there, but you know, just work your way through that and you'll get to the song in a little while. We then also got, and by the way, that came off the self-titled album from 1987, and so did this next song, Some Kind of Girl. I reckon this is a follow-on from She's the One. It's kind of thinking, oh, wow, yeah, she really is kind of cool. She's just some kind of girl, really. How cool to know her. Now, this is off the iconic Australian show Countdown. Never really did know whether things were live or not. You just kind of just realised it was just such a good fun show. And so you see the Cockroaches performing Some Kind of Girl there. And that also came off the self-titled album. And then I've also gone for the official clip of another song, You and Me. This came off the Fingertips album of 1988. And this is very much following on again about, oh wow, it's so nice that we're together. And I just like being with you and me. So all the links to those four are in the description below for you to have a look at. And by the way, I've also included my last video from Cliff Richard. So if you want a recap on that one, feel free. Well, if you've come back for another video, or this is your first time to Life Reflections through music, everyone is just really, really welcome here today. I trust you found this an encouragement and a bit of a resonance with your own journey, that is for sure. Please note the invitation below that if you want me to look at a song or an artist, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'm more than happy to have a look at it for you. Whatever it is you want me to do, more than happy to do that. Well, that's it for today. Next time we're going to go talk about iconic Australian bands. The topic doesn't get any more iconic than these guys. And it's Barnsey and Mossy and all of those guys, Cold Chisel. So until then, I'll catch you around.